Hi, and welcome back to Chef Joel's Kitchen. I'm glad you could join me today for another simple recipe. This is called Saffron Scented Buckwheat Pilaf with 3-bean salad and spicy tomato vinaigrette. What's great about this recipe is that it covers a range of special diets such as gluten-free, free of the top 8 food allergens and corn. It is vegetarian and vegan, and what's great about this dish, it provides plenty of protein and fiber for those people living on a vegetarian or vegan diet. I love working with this grain. When you usually make pilaf, you're using white rice or brown rice or something, or an arborio rice maybe. But that's just rice. What's great about the gluten-free diet is there are 11 gluten-free grains available to you. One of them is my favorite, buckwheat grout. Now, buckwheat grout is a very cool looking grain. It looks sort of like a little pyramid. And what I love about it is that it's easy to cook and it's loaded with protein. It comes in 2 forms. It is in the grout form where it's not roasted, or the kasha. That is a roasted form of this grain. But in a pilaf, I rather use the unroasted type because it brings in the flavor of the saffron, and that's the goal, is to have it taste like saffron. So the rest of the ingredients in this recipe is diced onions, garlic, saffron of course, vegetable stock, and bay leaves. Now, it's so easy to prepare this dish. So what we're going to do first is I've already taken the onions and the garlic and sauteed them in olive oil. So I got them a little bit on the opaque side, so clear, and I'd sort of toasted the garlic so there's a little bit more flavor. Now when you make pilaf, this is essential. Before you add the liquid, you add the grains into the sauteed vegetables. So I'm going to go ahead and add the grains. And the reason for that is that you're going to coat the grains with the oil so that it keeps some of the starch in and allows the pilaf to be light and fluffy. So I'm going to go ahead and just mix that around so that the oil coats the grains. I'm going to take my stock. I'm going to add my stock. Stir it one more time just to get the ingredients off my spatula. Put a lid on, bring it to a boil, and then reduce to a simmer. Cook for 15 to 20 minutes, let it sit for 5 minutes, and then fluff it with a fork, and you're done. But I can't forget to put this in there, can I? This is my bay leaves and my saffron. And of course I need to add a little bit of salt. So we're going to add some salt in there. So I'm glad I went through the ingredients again to make sure I have everything in the dish. The next recipe is a 3-bean salad. Now this is very simple because I use canned beans. I use Great Northern white beans. I use red beans and black beans. They're all the same size, so the salad looks consistent when it comes to the beans. I just drain them, rinse them well, and then of course make sure they're drained after you rinse them. And then I add in red and green bell peppers, which are small diced, and caramelized onions. So what I did is I just took some olive oil and I had small diced onions over a medium-high heat, sauteed those, and see how they got a nice little brown color? I don't need all these. Some of these are for later. So we're going to add in our caramelized onions because I don't like the flavor of raw onions in my salad. I like the raw bell peppers, but not the raw onions. The other part of the dish is a champagne vinaigrette. What's great about that is I can put everything into my favorite power tool. You've seen me use this before. Put all the ingredients in, give it a quick, and I have my vinaigrette dressing. So I take my dressing and add my dressing. Mix everything together, season it with salt and pepper, and let it marinate till the pilaf is ready. And that's how simple that dish is. The last part of the recipe is a spicy tomato vinaigrette. All that you need for that is canned tomatoes. These are no salt added. Crushed chilies, balsamic vinegar, olive oil, which I always have in my little container, and some beautiful fresh herbs. I use oregano and basil for this dish. You could also use parsley. You put everything into your favorite power tool, blend that up, and you have your spicy tomato vinaigrette. When all of these ingredients are done, when the pilaf is finished, I'll bring you back and I'll show you how I present this, that you could do this at a nice dinner or in your restaurant. So I look forward to seeing you back here in a few minutes. Thank you. Hi, and welcome back. Now we're ready to go ahead and plate the saffron scented pilaf. The pilaf is finished, so what I do is I have a portion scoop here and a ring that I put the pilaf into. Put that on top of the plate, portion that in there, have a spoon to press down the pilaf so it's flat. Then I have another portion scoop for the bean salad. Put that on top. Then I place the spicy tomato vinaigrette into a squirt bottle and go around the outside of the ring, and voila. Pull the top off. You have your saffron scented buckwheat pilaf with 3-bean salad and spicy tomato vinaigrette. This great whole grain pilaf recipe can be found on my website at www.allergychefs.com. And I look forward to seeing you back here again at Chef Joel's Kitchen for another simple recipe. Have a great week.